Hey people, Intricate 1v1, Ashes of Typhon, blue side. BestN00b is a Lord General. Fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, really strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. Got a cigar as well, very powerful cigar and moustache and everything. ManOfFaith on the red side, also known as Tex, with a Force Commander, very strong offense. Fighting in melee can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. We have the Imperial Fists elite scheme here. Sentinel into Guardsman, tax. Are we going to see double tax here to try and get that Sentinel down early? Because you know BestN00b is pretty good at microing those things. Double Kraken Bolts and potentially for the Emperor and Battlecry must be a pretty good way to shoot down or put huge amounts of pressure on a Sentinel early. But does it slow down the Devastators that I'm sure they want? They are noding, so second tack is unlikely, although they might be doing it just to stop the Sentinel coming to decap. They're going to shoot up the tax. There's the Kraken Bolts. 20% more damage to heavy infantry armor. This is what the Sentinel has, despite being a vehicle. And look at that damage. What was that, 2 or 3 bursts of their weapons? One squad with no other buffs. Pretty damn good. 2 gens up. Are they going Assault Marines here? I would expect Devastators first, but they might be looking for 1-1-1 Devastators into Assault Marines. Ground Pound upgrade is in for the Sentinel, 50 hit points, and the Ground Pound Stomp thing. Scouts on capping duty now. Force Commander might meet some Guardsmen on the eastern side. Getting close to a model off those tacks, you know. Almost at a third health there, doesn't mean one's going to die, of course, since each individual model has its own health pool. And the game doesn't communicate that. I wish there was like a... I wish they can mod it so each model has like a dot on them or something just below their feet that changes colour as they lose health, like green to orange to red. Something like that. It might make the UI a little bit too busy when you have 12 guardsmen and stuff. Force Commander is chainsawing these guardsmen. Done something naughty. There's a stomp. Nicely done. Knockback, stun, and a bit of damage. I think it's like 30 damage a stomp, isn't it? I assume it's regular melee damage or something. These tacks are quite low, and you do have Devastators on the field for Tex. Going to the east side, immediately getting the advanced targeting. This heavy bolter will suppress infantry and deal more damage the closer it is to the target. They can't suppress the Sentinel, but it's super dangerous for the Sentinels to stick around, especially to try and get close. More gens up for BestN00b. Seems like Catechins are the way to go these days. They almost seem like an essential purchase, kind of like Guardian Weapon Team was for Eldar, and likely still is a lot of the time. We'll see if Catechins make an appearance. Saw some players going double Catechins and stuff. 2-1 here for Tex. Very impressive looking Vengeance rounds from the advanced targeting. 900% more damage to vehicles, but it doesn't suppress, and it does more damage to infantry too. Some AoE, some small AoE explosive stuff going on, I think. Force Commander's got a decent chunk of XP already, slaughtering guardsmen, since the Force Commander is doing the full amount of damage to the dead models. They get all the XP for it. Creeping forward here is Tex. Should be able to get the cap if the Devastators begin to continue creeping forward. Looks like they're sticking where they are for now. Double repairs on the Sentinel. There's the Vengeance rounds again. Get that little range boost as well, as you saw. Force Commander with the flank. Going to get stomped, but should be able to put some pressure on these Guardsmen to facilitate the cap. There it is. These guys now pincering up. Lord General, meanwhile, is capping on the west side. Force Commander took a lot of damage there, actually, while they were stunned from the Guardsman las guns. Devastators couldn't get a suppression there. Tier 2 for BestN00b. Who needs Catechins? They're going straight for the Chimera. Can they get the power here? Is there a Flamer on the way? No Flamer. And they're getting perilously low to dropping a model here, these Tactical Marines. Look at that, though, from the Heavy Bolter. Bloody hell. Sentinel did not like that. Now bashing power. Scouts, meanwhile, are fleeing. Did they tackle with the Lord General there? I guess they must have capped this and got shot up. Gonna get one gen. There we go. Can you not hit the... There we go. I thought maybe there was a weird line of sight issue where the Sentinel could shoot but the Devastators couldn't. But they've got it. They figured it out with their fancy auto sensors helmet thing. Can they get 2 gens? Tax moving up for a bit of cover. For some reason, these solid, like volcanic rocks are only light cover. Some inconsistency with what kind of cover you get from objects in this game. Sometimes a little fence will give you heavy cover and stuff, but those rocks, nope, just light, like a plant. These guys are still hanging out, eh? Looks like it was well judged by Tex. They are going to get away. Devastator's dropping 2 models, but the heavy bolter guy will be the last to fall, and if he does die, he just gets transferred to another model, but they do have to set up again, I believe. Chimera is indeed on the way pretty damn quick for BestN00b. Did they lose 2 gens? Only 1 gen. Only lost 1 gen. Sentinel's been used really well so far. Always trying to keep it at maximum range for that dev. Focusing targets well. Keeping it repaired. Really annoying to play against. Stormtroopers for BestN00b. Maybe we'll see assault kits and the sniper rifle to outrange the devs with some burst damage. Whirlwind for Tex. I was not expecting that. I was expecting assault marines up, so they can melt a bomb the Chimera and also put pressure on the back lines. They might eat a stomp, but they'll survive it. You could even run the Force Commander in to try to bait the stomp first. Scout's been sneaky and annoying, going for the Eastern VP. What is this? Power bash with the Chimera, I guess. There's the Whirlwind. Doing its whirlwindy stuff. Very good disruption. And there's a Hunter Killer Missile. Big chunk of damage. Isn't it like 300? Or it's 200 and something, I guess. Missile launcher Tactical Marines as well, with a Sergeant. Not sure why they went Sergeant. Maybe to get the And Nature No Fear buff in those vital moments when they're trying to finish a kill. Oh, Melter Gun. Stormtroopers, okay. This might be a dead Whirlwind really fast. Nothing can spot these Stormtroopers. They're going to get on rear armor, Melter Bomb this thing. It's not going to last much longer. I don't think attacks are close enough to tie them up. There's the Melter. And there's your Melter Guns. Down really fast. Poor Whirlwind. That's a big blow to Tex. I don't know if they can shrug off this power bash now. Especially with Melter Gun Stormtroopers. Here's some more Tactical Marines. Most likely going to be turned into Stern Guard eventually, I would think. Maybe immediately, actually, because Hellfire rounds would really help get rid of these guardsmen quickly. Yep, Sergeant's on the way immediately. So probably Stern Guard, like right now. Still don't know why the Sergeant was purchasing those other guys immediately. Must have been some reason. Maybe they were going to become Stern Guard, but they saw the Chimera or something. Stern Guard also helped with their Vengeance rounds to put pressure on the Chimera. But it does take time to call those guys in, so having to fight for their power at the moment. Full bash from the Flamer Guardsmen. They are reinforcing off the Chimera. And because of their Sergeant, they'll reinforce 2 at a time. Same with those fellas. Devastator Plasma Cannon now for Tex. Tier 3 for BestN00b. What's the red situation? Almost 200. It could be dropping a Leman Russ in not too much time. Scouts doing their thing on the west side. Sentinel still around, of course, bashing that eastern power. And decapping wreck points too, not wasting any time. Oh, here we go, Stern Guard. These guys can change their ammo to combat all targets. Limited to 1 to just put their Hellfire rounds in, which are damage over time acidic rounds. Work against infantry and stuff that has commander armor, such as heroes and sub-commanders. 337 to 491. Decent VP lead for Tex, but they are pinned back here. Scouts. Oh, the Scouts got the wreck point as well. Well done, fellas. Got stomped as well, though. Stern Guard locking in their Vengeance rounds there, helping to put pressure on. And we saw the Tax get some use out of, and they show no fear, which gives them, isn't it 50% damage resist or something? Also makes them suppression immune, but they move slower. They charge up by taking damage when they have their Sergeant, and they can activate it. It's a good ability. You also get the chance to knock back or something. It used to be 50% chance, but I think they nerfed it because it was a little bit too good at countering melee squads. Maybe that wreck point got decapped over here, and it's going to be Leman Russ time soon. Going to need some more anti-vehicle. Is it worth getting the power fist? Is it worth getting it if you don't have the teleporter back? Because that's 90 power altogether. I think the power fist is 50, teleporter pack is 40. It's a lot. Does make him super effective tank hunter though, especially with missile launcher and stern guard backup. Leman Russ is indeed called in. There it is, 1200 hit points tank. Anti-armor stormtroopers on the prowl. I don't think we're going to see another vehicle anytime soon from Tex.
Enemy space marines are on the field.
Still thinking assault squad would be good here. Jump them in, or what are these guys going to do? They basically have to retreat, right? There's no sentinel to help them. Gives you something to push off from, kind of thing. Such a great initiator, assault marines. And you can get their melter bomb, of course. Force commander scaring off some stormtroopers, a go sneaky-like. Vengeance round's also good for bashing power. Las cannon gets a shot. Chunks of damage, also snares the target. Got 2 shots now. Got 3. See how tough that tank is though. Took 3 las cannon shots. That's not even half health gone. And guardsmen can repair, of course. Imperial Guard vehicles have a unique trait in that the first unit that repairs them repairs for slightly more. Makes up for the fact that in retail, guardsmen could repair faster, but that was nerfed in Elite, I believe. I thought that missile was going to be a direct hit there. Tex did not like the east side, comes to the west side with some good pressure on that sentinel. Should be using Kraken bolts against the sentinel actually, but I think had their mind on the Chimera when they came here, just found the sentinel hanging out. Rush shots on the scouts, kills a couple of them. These guys have shotguns. I wasn't expecting to have their sergeant too. It's a good plasma cannon shot. They didn't drop a model somehow. Sentinel gets in for the stomp, and here comes some guardsmen, although they didn't have plasma guns or anything fancy. So Tex now has double devastators, one with advanced targeting, one with the las cannon. Going to stabilize on these points. What is their next big purchase going to be? Oh, we have Sacred Standard. It might be worth this guy getting the Storm Shield and Chainsword now then. If he's got the Sacred Standard to stand back, buff everything's damage, and give it to defend, so they can tank and trade super effectively. I think that's the play when you have that Sacred Standard there. I thought we were going to see Power Fist and Teleporter shenanigans, but I guess not. Scouts down to a single model. Just the Sergeant lives. Of course, wanted to direct hit from that battle cannon of the Leman Russ. That was bad. Is the las cannon getting shots? It is. Misfire, I think, from the plasma cannon though. Some shenanigans on the west, but Tex is holding that VP. And they got a decap. Infiltrated scouts there, I think, got a decap. Oh, they got a sentinel. Hellfire rounds now loaded in. But here's the Chimera. Switching back to Vengeance rounds now. And damage is going on. Trying to get in behind for rear armor shots, maybe. Just wanting to keep a bit close, I think. Oh, Hellfire rounds again. Trying to make the guardsmen leave their repair post, but it was a flank from the stormtroopers. I didn't think they'd run off that. I thought they'd just turn and melee these guys, but they're out of there. Did grab the wreck point back at least. Leman Russ still patrolling the east side. Here comes a Chimera through the mid. There's going to be more Leman Russ for Tex to deal with. Las cannon's forced to retreat. Don't think there's a huge amount the plasma cannon can do here. Maybe it can get one shot. Oh, it went for the guardsman and misses. Force commander trying to get rid of them, doing what they can. halfway through level 2 now. So here's the main mobile anti-vehicle force, the Stern Guard and the missile launcher. Now have some Devastator support as well. These guys do have the Vengeance rounds, but they're going to put it on. There it is. Going to get a Chimera, I think. Maybe. Oh, the Stern Guard are a bit too far away for some reason. Not sure why they backed off there. Not sure if it would have been enough anyway. Might have needed another missile launcher hit. He didn't want to chase in at that point. Las Cannon and Plasma Cannon support now. Can it be a good shot this time? It's a good one. I think it hit both the Chimera and the Guardsman there. Messed up the Guardsman a lot. They are reinforcing up the force. Another good Plasma Cannon shot, but it's forced off now. Stern Guard doing what they can. They give you, was it 21 red when you kill a Stern Guard? That's pretty nuts. Force Commander trying to help with its Sacred Standard. Going to be a full power bash here from BestN00b. Not looking good for Tex. Still has a decent amount of VPs though. And his scouts are helping with that immensely up the west side. 330 to 353. Are they going to try and hold for tier 3 Terminators here? It's a long way off though. Really long way off. I still think Assault Marines a little bit earlier instead of this second dev would have been great for the Melter Bomb and jumping on Guardsmen and stuff. Does the Lord General have any war gear? Nope. Just been kind of loitering around the west side, capping, randomly shooting stuff. Oh, there we go. You do see the Chainsaw and Storm Shield. Defend makes you 50% resistant to range damage and suppression immune, but makes you slower. Also gives the Force Commander a passive range damage reduction of 20% resistance rather, and a slightly better melee weapon as well as plus 100 health. Gives you a lot of stuff, this war gear, and it's quite cheap. Isn't it 20 power? I think it's 20 at most 25. Stern Guard have their Vengeance rounds loaded in, looking for those guard vehicles. 323 to 329 get their natural back, but so does BestN00b. Can they break out? The power is well and truly bashed here. Force Commander's quite low, but should be able to tank really well with the Defender. Ouch. These direct hits from the tanks don't help. Scouts being sneaky and annoying.
We're here. Let's get to it.
Plasma Cannon. Got a couple of decent shots there, I think. Maybe the scout should go that way to get some vision, because they can't spot them. And then he can open it up with a grenade as the Force Commander comes running in, kind of thing. Needs to get closer for the Sacred Standard buff. There it is. I don't think I've seen 4D Emperor use it. They might be trying to save their red for stuff. Kind of hit there, that Plasma Cannon shot. Vengeance rounds loaded in for the Stern Guard. Did they level yet? They didn't. What about the other fellas? They got level 2. Scouts are going west side. He's wary about losing too much ground on the VPs, I guess. But I think the scouts could do some work here. The grenade could help scare off the Guardsmen really quick. Maybe put some micro pressure on BestN00b as they figure out if they should keep the tank around without repair support, kind of thing. Gonna try and decap the wreck point, maybe? Nope, straight for the VP. But BestN00b is wise to it. Needs to get really close to spot them. There we go. Can shoot them. East side is turning red. They pushed back the tank just by the sheer presence of all the AV. Decap is enough, fellas. Well done. We do have the sniper rifle now for the Lord General. Oh, to help, we got Plasma Guardsmen now with their Commissar. So they did take out a Guardsman squad earlier, which I didn't even see. Maybe it was a Plasma Cannon shot or something. There's a bunch of dead Guardsmen laying down on the east side. They did not push, you know. It's only the tank here. They did not push. Could have gotten the power or something. Or at least forced BestN00b to shift east with more stuff, opening up the west a bit for the scouts. Some repairs. Chimera still being annoying. Dreadnought on the way. Multi-melter Dreadnought to chase the tanks. I'm confused by this Dreadnought purchase here. That's a good shot though. Is it going to be an assault cannon to try and just get rid of the guardsmen immediately with the barrage, maybe?
Message received.
Of course, going to try to get the VP back. There's a defend. See it slowing down those scouts there. Maybe that bit of tanking with it, although these guys are hitting rocks, which helps. Scouts have used all their energy, infiltrate. Tex is going to get the 2-1, I think. Maybe? Oh, they can't quite grab their VP right now. Hellfire round, Stern Guard trying to force off the Guardian, but they are reinforcing off that Chimera, which is now level 2. It wasn't already level 2, maybe that was a level up for the Guardian that I saw there. And BestN00b straight on the power again. Scouts on the eastern edge there. Big old retreat. Here's the Dreadnought. Where's the plan with this guy? It is an assault cannon. I really think assault squad would have done well here, or maybe a librarian to support these all these devastators that are here. Is that assault cannon assaulting some guardsmen? Scouts just saying hello. Triple cap now for BestN00b. Is this the end? It's a decent barrage. These guys have to cap though, not set up there.
Sir, they've a solid 200 points now.
Can Tex break out? Super experienced player. Very inefficient way to kill guardsmen with the auto attack of a assault cannon. So I think when it kills something, the burst stops. It doesn't like move on to another model immediately. It cools down the weapon after. Last cannon didn't seem to shoot anything there. That was weird. There we go. Now it's getting shot. Missile launchers there. Stone Guard Veterans of Vengeance rounds is there. Plasma cannon is there. Can they get one of the Leman Russ? Devastators can't quite stick around. There's more las cannon now. Oh no, but can it set up in time? No, the models kept dying. It had the las cannon. Now the Lord General is tying things up. Look at the amount of stuff. The level 2 Leman Russ was able to just face tank there with some repair support. I mean, he had double repair support, I think. But that was a huge amount of anti-vehicle. Maybe if the Force Commander was around with the Sacred Standard buff, that would have made a difference there. Although I imagine it would have just meant BestN00b backed it off sooner. Also have Artificer armor. I don't think this Dreadnought has done much, and it's not cheap, that thing. 120 power, isn't it? And I imagine the assault cannon is like 30. Could have gone tier 3. Stone Guard popping, and they show no fear. Vengeance rounds loaded in. Couldn't get close to a vehicle though. Lord General just running back and forth, capping in a capping wall of these scouts here. Now has a full retinue soon. Sergeant's on the way, has the Commissar and the Vox fella. Commissar will help him cap with the shield. Uh oh, scouts dying. 292 to 128. Las cannon, plasma cannon. Can they kill one of these Leman Russes? Oh, they got the Chimera. They did get the Chimera here. I wasn't even paying attention to that. 284 to 128. There's something. Looks like the last cannon that was stationed here got it maybe when this whole thing was going on. Of course, going to level 3. Taking tank shots to the jaw as he's had to have done for a while now. Dreadnought's going to be super effective for keeping capping units away from his VP. Force Commander pops defend, goes for the decap. 284 to 118. He's going to get a decap. I don't think they're going to be able to finish a cap though. Yeah. Maybe if they have to have their shield as well. Although they need to pop a bunch of their energy to use defend. Stone Guard capping now. Do they still have 2 las cannons? No, they lost one there, that was right. Leman Russ has been a massive pain in the ass. both with Vanquisher cannons too,
Have the target in hand,
which
sir.
you wouldn't expect to be very effective against infantry, but they still freaking hurt from long range as well. Dreadnought needs repairs, but no scouts to repair it. Here comes a librarian now. Might be able to veil of time a las cannon into a really good place and get some juicy Leman Russ shots, maybe even on rear armor or something. There's the remains of the Sentinel still. Does it provide cover? It does. It provides heavy cover. Usually the remains of vehicles get destroyed by something barreling through it. Here's your librarian. Support sub-commander for Space Marines going to the west side. To throw the smite on the Stormtroopers maybe. Dreadnought's taking damage now. Hasn't been able to move the Dreadnought even halfway up the map because of the two Vanquisher cannon Leman Russes. Here's the decap. Whenever they bring the Stern Guard and the Tactical Marines to the east side, they seem to do well. And get a little bit of pushback. There's and they show no fear. Or is that just defend? It's just defend. Dreadnought's going to go down. Tried to do a barrage at the end there, didn't quite work. Why are these guys glowing? Is that fire on my target? And then they moved out of range maybe. Librarian. Don't know what they were trying to do, but they're running. And the Stormtroopers are on the VP, 284 to 75. Tex does not give up. It's a really tough spot now. BestN00b has floated almost 400 power here. Oh, there's a GG from Tex. Just as I said, they don't give up. They think they are now conceding after losing the Dreadnought and stuff. Leman Russ has got level 3 and level 1. Let's look at these heroes. Level 5 Lord General. And a level 3 Force Commander. Very solid performance from BestN00b. Good early Sentinel usage. Very annoying early Sentinel usage. Just couldn't quite get close enough to it. They got it in the end though, on this west side. I think Tex could have made some better composition choices maybe. I think the Assault Marines would have been good in tier 1. And even later they would have been still good. I didn't agree with the Dreadnought purchase. Was a strange one for me with 2 Leman Russes on the field. Was there 2 at that point or only 1? I think there were 2. Hell, maybe just more tax would have been good. They did really well. Well, there you have it guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time.